Studies show that over 70% of working Americans run out of money within 10 days of getting paid. If that sounds familiar, what you're about to hear will change the way you think about money forever. Keep watching. Let me ask you something. What exactly did you spend your money on last month? If you can't answer that clearly right now, you're not alone. But that's precisely where the problem starts. In this video, I'm not going to give you motivational quotes or vague advice. I'm going to walk you through 10 real, numbers-backed strategies that actual people have used to build wealth from scratch. Grab a pen, because every single one of these is actionable today. Strategy 1: Pay yourself first. Most people operate on this logic: spend first, save whatever is left over. That approach almost never works, because money always finds somewhere to go. The correct approach is this. The moment your paycheck hits your account, before you pay a single bill, you transfer a set amount into a separate savings account. This is called paying yourself first. Sarah earns $4,500 a month. Every first of the month, the moment her paycheck arrives, an automatic transfer sends $675, which is 15% of her income, into a separate high-yield savings account. She runs her entire life on the remaining $3,825. The first 3 months were tight, but by the end of month 6 she had $4,050 saved. She had never managed to save that much before. The trick with setting up automatic transfers is this. If you never see the money, you never spend it. Your brain spends what is available. It doesn't grieve what isn't there. Strategy 2: The 50-30-20 rule, adapted for real life. This popular budgeting framework works like this. 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. But in major cities like New York, San Francisco, or London, rent alone can consume 50 to 60% of the average salary, which breaks the standard formula completely. Here is a more realistic version for high cost of living areas: 60% for fixed necessary expenses, 20% for lifestyle spending, and 20% for savings and investments. Do not reduce the savings percentage. It is the only variable entirely within your control. Michael lives in Chicago and earns $5,200 a month. Instead of trying to reduce his rent, he cut into his lifestyle budget. He went from eating out 4 times a week to once. He canceled 2 streaming services he barely used. Those small adjustments freed up $380 a month, which added up to $4,560 at the end of the year without touching his fixed expenses. Strategy 3: The subscription trap. Big purchases get your attention. Small recurring charges quietly drain your account every single month without you noticing. How many subscriptions are you currently paying for? Netflix, Spotify, a news outlet, a fitness app, a cloud storage plan, a gaming platform, maybe an online course subscription you signed up for last January and forgot about. The average American spends between $200 and $350 per month on subscriptions. That is up to $4,200 a year. Here is a simple test. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements, look specifically at recurring charges. There is a very high chance you will find at least 2 or 3 subscriptions you had completely forgotten about. Emma did exactly this and was stunned. She had been paying $14.99 a month for a fitness app she had not opened in over 8 months. After canceling 4 subscriptions she no longer used, she freed up $62 a month, which is $744 a year. That money now goes directly into her emergency fund. Strategy 4: The emergency fund, your financial safety net. Without this, everything else falls apart, because when something unexpected hits and you have no emergency fund, you drain your savings, max out a credit card, or take on debt. That cycle is very hard to break out of. The goal is simple. Save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. For someone living in a mid-size American city, that typically means keeping between $10,000 and $25,000 in a liquid, accessible account. How do you build it? If you create a private account where you deposit a fixed amount monthly, rather than from your general savings, and set aside $500 a month, you could accumulate $6,000 in a year. Example: James had no emergency fund, his car broke down and the repair bill came to $3,800. He put it on his credit card at 24% annual interest and paid it off over 14 months, ultimately paying $4,620 total. The exact same bill for someone with an emergency fund would have cost exactly $3,800. Strategy 5: The silent power of compound interest. You start investing $300 a month at age 25. At an average annual return of 10%, which is close to the historical average of the S&P 500. By age 65, you have put in $144,000 of your own money. But your account holds $1.9 million. The difference comes entirely from your returns earning their own returns over time. Now imagine the same person starts at 35 instead. Same $300 a month, same 10% return. By age 65, they have $678,000. Starting just 10 years later costs them over $1.2 million. This is why saying, "I'll start investing when I earn more," is one of the most expensive sentences in the English language. Starting with $100 today is worth far more than starting with $1,000 5 years from now. Strategy 6: Index funds, the boring strategy that beats the experts. Most people keep their money in a savings account earning 1 to 2%, try to pick individual stocks, or hand their money to an actively managed fund with high fees. All three approaches tend to underperform over the long term. Here is the data. According to S&P Dow Jones Indices, 92% of actively managed large-cap funds failed to beat the S&P 500 index over a 15-year period. Professional fund managers with entire research teams cannot consistently outperform the market. Individual investors have even less chance. Rachel puts $500 a month into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. She does not watch the news, she does not try to time the market, she does not pick stocks. She just buys consistently every month and leaves it alone. Over the past 8 years, her portfolio has grown to $74,000 on $48,000 in total contributions. Strategy 7: Getting out of debt, the snowball and avalanche methods. If you have multiple debts, there are 2 proven strategies to pay them off efficiently. The snowball method: you attack the smallest debt first while making minimum payments on everything else. When the smallest is gone, you roll that payment into the next one. Every debt you eliminate gives you momentum. The avalanche method: you attack the highest interest rate debt first. Mathematically, this saves you the most money in total interest paid. David had 3 debts. A credit card balance of $6,200 at 22% annual interest, a car loan of $14,000 at 7%, and a student loan of $28,000 at 5%. He used the avalanche method and attacked the credit card first. He paid it off in 7 months. He rolled that payment into the car loan. 14 months later, the car loan was gone. His student loan continues, but the total interest he pays each month has dropped by $190. Over the remaining life of his student loan, that saves him more than $8,000. Strategy 8: A second income stream, no longer optional. Building real wealth on a single salary in today's economy is genuinely difficult. Inflation consistently outpaced wage growth in most industries, which means the same paycheck buys less every year. The solution is to sell either your time or your knowledge outside of your main job. Freelance consulting, copywriting, graphic design, tutoring, e-commerce, rental income, content creation. All of these are real income streams that thousands of ordinary people are running on the side right now. Amanda is an accountant. On weekends, she offers online accounting services to small business owners. She has 4 clients and charges each $400 a month. That's an extra $1,600 in monthly income. She invests all of that amount. In 3 years, this single decision, excluding returns, will contribute over $60,000 to her investment portfolio. If you're starting from scratch, the easiest entry point is this: find something you're already good at and have someone else do it or teach them. Strategy 9. Tracking your spending, the blind spot test. If you do not know where your money is going, budgeting is impossible. It really is that simple. Research consistently shows that people underestimate their discretionary spending by 30 to 40%. The ones who say, "I don't really spend that much," are usually the ones who are the most off. Here's an exercise. For 30 days, record every purchase you make. You can use an app, a spreadsheet, or a notebook, it doesn't matter. At the end of the month, categorize everything: groceries, rent, eating out, transportation, entertainment, clothing, coffee shops. You won't believe the difference. Strategy 10. Set a specific, deadline-driven goal. I want to be rich someday is not a goal. It is a wish. A goal sounds like this: by December 2028, when I am 35 years old, I will have $150,000 invested across index funds and a high-yield savings account, and I will get there by automating $800 per month in contributions. Research on goal setting shows that people who write down their goals are approximately 42% more likely to achieve them than those who keep goals only in their heads. Why does it work? Because a written goal acts as a filter for every financial decision you face. Should I buy this? Becomes a question your goal answers for you. Nicole wrote her goal down 3 years ago: by my 32nd birthday, I will have saved a 20% down payment on a home in Austin, Texas. Since that day, she has consistently saved 22% of every paycheck. She is 8 months away from her target and on track to hit it exactly on time. You don't have to implement all 10 of these strategies today. But before we close this video, there's something I want you to do right now. Open your banking app and set up an automatic transfer: $100, $200, $500, whatever you can afford. Set it to automatically transfer to a separate account on the day your payday arrives. This single action alone will put you ahead of most people who watch this video and do nothing. If you've made it this far, you've already done more than most people. Click the like button, subscribe if you want more content like this, and share this video with someone in your life who needs to hear it. You really can change their financial future. See you next video. Disclaimer: the information provided here is for informational purposes only and should not be considered investment advice. It is recommended that you conduct your own research or consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions.